Welcome back. We last video we had too many weak hives and we were trying to boost them up with the strong hives. Now we've got the opposite problem. We've got too many strong hives and we're starting to see swarms. So beehives swarm to basically to survive and make sure that their colony will keep going. So they split off a portion of the colony and it goes away with the old queen and comes. They leave that's 30% of the colony with the queen cell. The other half takes off. And it's a problem for us because if 70% of the workforce leaves before the honey flow, it means that hive won't produce us any honey. So we've got to make sure that this doesn't happen. So the way we do that is we can make splits, which is what they want to do naturally. So we do it for them, but we control it so that we'll have two strong colonies that will produce honey rather than two weak ones, or one taking off altogether and one weak one. And otherwise we can take resources out of the hive to make new hives, and then just to make sure to control its size so that it's going to be the right size for when we want it to produce honey. And yeah, so this is what we're going to do. We're doing this month. We're putting supers out to start collecting honey. We're making splits and we'll be catching swarms. We're going to catch this guy now. It's in a prick of a spot too. It's just too tall that I can't really get to it, but we'll try. So I shook them down and they're thinking about this box, but they're not convinced.
So the bastards didn't want to stay in that box and they flew out and clustered on another thing just above it. So I had to try and shake this down to the box again, which often happens with swarms. Is sometimes they don't like the box, or they didn't get the queen, they'll try again to cluster on a different spot and they don't want to stay, so it might take a couple of shakes down. But we got there in the end. So in order to manage our swarming problem, we had to make a whole lot of splits, and we decided to do it using queen cells. So we bought 100 queen cells which arrived on one day, and so we had to make all the splits over the course of one day, which for just me and Dad was a reasonable sized job. So yeah, it was a bit of a push to get them all out in one day, and it meant prepping some during the days before they arrived and then prepping a whole bunch on the day as well. So to make a split, we take a double brood box colony and we split the top box off onto a new base. I'm just blocking it up here with grass because we're going to move these splits away onto another site, and that just stops the foraging bees from flying back to the original hive. Once we split the box off, we find the queen and we leave the queen in the box that is going to stay on site. And then we divide the resources between the two boxes, and we put 60% of the brood into the split, which is getting taken away, and we leave 40% with the other old box and the old queen. And we do this because the old queen can keep laying eggs straight away and keep replacing workers, and all the foragers that are out at this point will fly back to the original hive, so the original hive will be pretty well populated. And then the new split, which is getting taken away, which has a queen cell, it'll take a little while for this queen to start laying eggs and replacing workers. So if we leave them with 60% of the resources, it kind of is a little bit of a buffer for that. Yeah, here's a queen. It's quite a time-consuming process finding the queens. Obviously, this time of year there's a lot of bees in each hive, and it's going through two boxes looking for the queen. If you don't find her straight away, can get pretty tiring. Your eyes get pretty worn out. Often, when you close your eyes at night after doing this job, all you see is queen bees.
That one is good to go.
It's one split down and 99 to go. So all the splits were spread pretty far across our operation, so it was a lot of driving and loading and unloading. Pretty hard to record it all, but I did my best. So all the splits get loaded onto the truck and get moved to a new location where they get unloaded. And then we unblock the grass so that the bees can get out and reorientate themselves in the new home. And then that's when we put a new queen cell in, which will be this beehive's new queen.
So this is a queen cell. So it has the new queen in there, and she will hatch, come out into this hive, and then will fly out and mate with drones in the area, and then come back and start this new hive. So then the hive is queen right. What we do is we put this little put it in this little sleeve like this, and that oftentimes the bees don't like an introduced cell. And like if we've made them queenless recently by taking away their queen, they don't like this new cell because they haven't made it. So we put that in, and it stops them being able to chew the side of it out and ruining the cell. So it gives the cell a better chance of hatching. And you just pop it in there, making sure it's next to brood, because the brood will maintain the temperature. And yeah, we come back in maybe 2 weeks to see if it's successfully mated.
It's wonderful, he's such a nice, kind guy.
Hey, sorry, I think I got just dodgy reception out here.
I was going to see how many were at Craig Hodges, but I've got those 5 to drop off. The 4 that I picked up from Wharikaha, and there'll be 1 more to pick up from Blowies.
Yeah, sweet. I think there might be. I don't know how many are there actually. There's close to 16 anyway. But yeah, sweet. Drop some there if you need somewhere to put some. But so you're just about done then.
I've got to go and do what I just told you. And then I've got to go to Mike Hamilton's.
And then you're done.
And Lee's Road. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that won't take you long at all.
No, well, it'll take me probably more time driving than we're actually doing it.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, all right. Well, I've got 1 more to drop off and I'm done. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's all gone pretty smoothly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm out at Waitaya and Double Bay, and I'm going to have a quick poke around in these hives, and then then it's just back to regular beekeeping from next week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it'd be quite good.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Well, good. 100 cells done.
100 cells, I don't know what to say.
But today didn't feel like much because all the prep was done, but
all the prep was done. I was just going around popping them in, eh?
That's good. So that should be over 1,000, just over 1,000 productive colonies now. So it's pretty sorted.
Yeah, and so even when we lose a few, because they won't all mate, but we should still be over 1,000.
Yeah, and we've still got. Well, I'd say we'd still be making some more splits. There's a lot of the hives were too strong, so there'll be swarm cells out there. We could make some top splits and some kind of just random like ad lib splits and stuff like that as we go around.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
I'll see you this afternoon.
Cool. See ya. Good luck.
See ya.
It's been getting warmer and warmer over the last couple of days. Like daytime temperatures getting above 20 degrees and nighttime staying above 10, 12. So that's like perfect. Well, perfect, but that means that honey will start coming in. So we've got to get around and get supers out reasonably quickly. Otherwise they'll start to really fill out the brood nest and then they want to swarm. So we give them space in the brood nest and then put a super on top and give them somewhere to store the honey that's coming in. A lot of places, a lot of early places, we got early Mānuka places, we got supers on, but everywhere's kind of needing supers now because there's just honey's, on those warm days, honey's pouring in, and on the days where it's cooler, it's like a bit slower, but it's definitely starting to kick off. These are our honey supers. So this is what the bees store the honey in. And we put them back in these containers once it's been extracted, and then it goes out again the following year. So with 4 containers like this, and they'll have to go out. Most beekeepers these days have their supers palletized in a big shed and stacked up, but because the way our business was started when Dad just started with the 100 beehives when they moved down here, everything grew kind of like piecemeal, so everything is pretty like this, kind of all over the place. We didn't start out with like a really big shed. We started out with lots of small things, and we've grown to accommodate having more hives over the years. But this is one of the joys of it, is that everything's loaded by hand, and it takes a bit of time and a bit of sweat. But oh well, let's get them out. Dad's cows. Dad's got a whole bunch of calves and he's weaning them, and they're in the paddock behind the house and they're fucking getting whingy. So you better hear them. So when we're putting supers out, we have this. It's called a clean excluder, and it's like a piece of mesh that only the worker bees can fit through. The queen can't, so it means that the queen stays down in the brood nest, and then the workers come through it and put honey in the super, and then we don't have to sort through it all when we harvest the honey. And then the other important thing we're putting supers on is they have to make sure the frames are spaced nice and evenly. Otherwise, the bees will freestyle and they'll build comb in between all that stuff. And if we've got comb built like that, we can't extract that honey. We can't extract the honey that has funny comb. So yeah, you just got to space them nicely, and then the bees won't build wax all over the place.
It ended up being a pretty busy month with making those 100 splits and then rushing around and putting all the supers on, and felt pretty urgent because it was getting pretty warm and it seemed like honey was really coming in. The Mānuka's just started to flower now, and hopefully we'll end up with a reasonable crop of Mānuka. But check back in next month and we'll see what kind of honey's coming in the meantime.